Well, hey y'all, welcome back to From the Holler. If you're new, my name is Missy, and today we're going to talk about the real cost of addiction to families and to the addict themselves. I think y'all will be surprised at what the actual cost is. So let's get into it. Now, over the past week, I have gotten hundreds of comments, okay? And out of those hundreds of comments, a lot of them have been, well, you just need to send him to rehab. You need to do this and you need to do that. Well, time out. Okay, time out. Let's look at this from a cost perspective. Okay. Years ago, we sent our son to a rehab facility in Las Vegas. We had private insurance. And our private insurance, he was still on it at that time, and our private insurance covered rehabilitation, but it only covered 21 days of the 30-day program. And we were left to come up with the rest of that money, which totaled about $8,000. We had to pay for plane tickets to get him out there. And then when he was done, we had to wait until he was done to purchase the plane ticket for him to come back home. Okay. And we had to come up with the $8,000. They had to have that waiting. Okay. They had to have that up front before he could ever board a plane to go out there. And we had to come up with it. Okay. So we dipped into our savings. Thankfully, we had it at the time. And off he went to rehab in Vegas. Well, that lasted all of about 2 weeks. I got a phone call one morning telling me purchase his plane ticket. He was heading back home. He was out of there. Apparently, they had given them a free night to go into Vegas and without supervision. Bunch of addicts going into Vegas without supervision, and they did what they do best. Okay. And when they got back, they all failed and they all got sent home. Oh, I pitched me a big fit. Okay. I did, because that was a stupid move. They'd been there for 2 weeks and they let them do that. Big waste of money. Huge waste of money. It was great. Okay. So, yeah, they got $8,000 of our money. Our son came back probably worse than what he ever was. And there's that. Now, not only did he need the 30-day program, he also needed detox. Okay. Detox at that time cost anywhere from $250 on up to $700 or $800 a day. Okay. And we had to pay for that. We had to pay for that up front too. So, we're looking at about $11,000 to $12,000. Okay, that we had to come up with total. That's including the $8,000 for his program, his 30-day program. So, yeah, we got that. So that's just detox, okay? And yeah, it's crazy. Now, we had the option, if we wanted to do outpatient, then, that we're looking at anywhere. If it was a state-run facility, it was around, $1,500-ish, or it could go on up depending on, I think they called it a luxury rehab, and we were looking at around $11,000. And if we wanted to do intensive outpatient, then, we were looking at anywhere from, $35 or $3,000 or $3,500 on up to, about $20,000. Then, if you're looking at residential, One, if you don't have insurance, you're just, yeah, yeah. And that's a lot of people right now, okay? And two, even if you do have insurance, they're not going to cover all of it. They are not. And these places will not let your loved one step foot in there, okay? Until that money is paid, okay? They will not be allowed to step foot in that place. They will, no, nothing starts until you pay that money right then and there. And that can go anywhere from, depending on your insurance company, or if you don't have insurance, you're going to pay the full amount, okay? It can go anywhere from around $5,500 that you've got to have, again, depending on the treatment facility, on up to $80,000+. Okay? Now, I don't know about y'all, but we don't have that kind of money laying around. Okay? We no longer have the money to get his foot in the door. We just don't. We just don't. Now, as many of y'all already know, my son relapsed last week after almost a year of sobriety. And he came to us and he let us know that he has found a new treatment. At the time of this recording of this video, I have not done a deep dive on this treatment. I am working on it, and I will keep y'all informed on what I am finding. But this treatment is a ketamine, we're going to say ketamine, treatment. It is microdoses of ketamine, and it is supposed to reset the receptors in the brain to pre-addiction periods, okay? He has to go twice a week. Is it twice? Yeah, twice a week for 3 weeks, 2-hour sessions per session. Okay? So a total of 4 hours per week for 3 weeks. And he called me this morning and he told me that yesterday he went and put the down payment on this to get these treatments started. He starts Monday. Okay? He put his own money into this. We don't have it. We do not. He went and put his own money down. It was $1,400 for him to even get started with this. He went and put his own money down, and he has to have it paid off. The other $3,000 paid off within, I think it's 60 days or something like that. He's doing this himself, okay? He did ask that I take him to his treatment Monday because he doesn't have a license anymore, okay? He can't drive, and his wife has to work. So he asked me if I could take him, and I told him, yeah, I will take him. He said he would put gas in my car and all the things. So, yeah. Again, I've not done a deep dive on this therapy, on this treatment, but, you know, once I get more information, then I will definitely keep y'all updated as much as possible. Before all this, a couple of years ago, he came to us and he said, hey, I want to get help. I want to do a methadone clinic. I really think that that'll help me. I did not agree with that, but my husband did, and he told him that we would help him, okay? We would pay for the treatment, and we did. There's nothing around here, okay? So this facility is on the other side of Knoxville, away from us, It was almost a 2-hour drive from my house there, and it had to be done 6 days a week. At that time, it was 6 days, okay? And you had to purchase a little lockbox, and you had to take that lockbox with you on Saturdays, and they would give you Sunday's dose to put in your lockbox and take home with you and all the things. Now it's a 7-day-a-week trip every day, and it is at the butt crack of dawn, because they will shut the doors when the sun comes up. It's just, it's unreal what the hours are, okay, at this thing. Just craziness. And it cost us, with gas, wear and tear on the vehicle, the treatment, and all the things, it cost us about $300 to $350 a week. And we did this for about 8 weeks, until we found out that once we put any trust in him and was allowing him to take himself up there, which he still had a license at that time, but we trusted him to take himself up there. And for the last couple of weeks that we were doing this, he was no longer using the money to get the methadone. He was using the money to get what he used. So we put a stop to that. Y'all, ain't none of this cheap. None of it. Okay? And it breaks my heart to know that the prices are astronomical. Okay? And it's not like you can go in and you can apply for a grant, or, yeah, there's scholarships, but y'all, you still got to come up with a wad of money. Even if you get that, that's not going to cover everything. Insurance is not going to cover everything, okay? And I'm sorry, but there are families out there that they can't even with a scholarship, even with it being a low income based rehabilitation, they're still going to want money, okay? They're still going to want it. And most, I'm not going to say most, a lot of the families that are dealing with addiction and an addict child, okay, they're not able. They are not financially to where they can put up that money, okay? And a lot of people say, take a loan on the equity of your house. Well, what if you don't own a house? What if you rent? Okay, have y'all seen the prices of rent lately? You can't hardly afford to live there, much less anything else. And it's not like you can walk into a bank and be like, hey, I have an addict child who needs to go into rehab, and I need to borrow $15,000. Not everybody has a credit card with, a maximum or a limit of thousands of dollars. Okay? Not everybody has insurance. Not everybody qualifies for Medicaid or Medicare. My son doesn't. He does not. And how many chances do you think that these kids are going to get to go into rehab? They go in, they come out, they relapse. They go in, they come out. How many times do you think those scholarships are going to be there for them? How many times do you think parents that could afford to do this 1 or 2 times can't afford to do it a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th? Think about it. How many? Not many. Not many. There are no services around us. There's not. You'll find AA meetings. You'll find NA meetings every now and then. You'll find Celebrate Recovery meetings in the area. I have been to all. I have. And then as the parent or as a family member of these addicts, you're struggling. You need to have support. You need to have somebody to talk to. You need therapy or treatment or something, or it eats you up from the inside out and it causes all sorts of health problems. So that means, you've got to have medical treatment and you've got to do this, this, and this. All the medicines, all the treatments. The cost of addiction is high, folks. It is high. It is. Both emotionally, mentally, financially, it's high. Not only to the addict, it is high to us, the parents, the family. It is. It is. I cannot imagine. And a lot of people are going to say, well, you should have never paid for that. You should have. Just hush. Okay? Just hush. Because let me tell you something. I have to be able to put my head on a pillow at night and sleep, knowing that I did everything I could do to save my child's life. Okay? It's easy for some of y'all to sit back and say, I would never, I'd do this, I'd do that. Hush. You don't know. You honestly don't know. And I honestly hope that you're never put in that situation to where you ever have to find out. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. I would not. I would not wish that the karma bus would visit you. I would not. Because if it's easy for you to sit there and say, I'd do this and I'd do that and I would never, then you're not capable of handling this. You're just not. You're just not. But if I had an inkling in my mind and I knew I wouldn't survive, if something happened to my child and I had an inkling in my mind that I shoulda, coulda, woulda, any part of it through any of the years, okay? I knew that I could not live with myself. I knew that the grief would be too much for me to bear. I knew, and I still know, okay? I still know that I would not have made it. I wouldn't have made it through the grief. I wouldn't have. And I've heard some stories, and thank you all for those beautiful stories of them angels. I've heard some stories over the past week through comments or through emails. And I pray for these mamas. I pray for these daddies, okay, that have lost their babies. I pray for them parents. It should have never happened. Should have never happened. It shouldn't have. All these drugs are allowed to be are being allowed to be brought in to this country, okay? I mean, let's be real about it. What do we really think they're doing? What do we really think they're bringing? Okay? Let's be real about it. And I don't want to hear and I will not tolerate any backlash on this, okay? Because I'm going to be real about it. All of this is being allowed to be brought in. Yes, there's other stuff that's already here, okay? Yes, there is. But you don't know what's being brought in. Google it. I wish you would Google it. If you don't use Google, use DuckDuckGo or whatever you want to use, okay? Look it up. Look it up. We're sending all this money to all these other countries and stuff, and we're turning our backs on our own. And those of us that have children in the throes of this, we're standing here screaming, why? What are you doing? Do you not see what's going on here? Stop it. Stop it. There are people here that need help. It's not only the addicts, it's the vets, it's the homeless, it's the kids that are going hungry, that are not going home to love, not going home to a good home cooked meal. They're going home to nothing. Okay? Nothing. And I'm going to say this, and I really don't care. I really don't. Because this is how I feel, and it's my opinion, okay? All these college students out here protesting stupid shit. How about you go out there and you protest the fact that all of your friends are dying needlessly because we can't stop the flow of drugs. We're not allowed to touch any of that. We can't stop the flow of drugs. We can't get any help in order to get treatment for these people. Okay? How about you protest that? Mamas and daddies, how about you get out there and you march with them? I would. I would. How about let's be real about things, okay? I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I honest to God do not care what side of the aisle you're on, okay? Addiction doesn't care what side of the aisle you're on. Whether you're left, right, center, it don't matter. And it don't matter what my affiliation is. That's none of your business, okay? Addiction doesn't care what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care how much money mom and daddy's got or how little money mom and daddy's got. It doesn't care. It doesn't care how you were raised, whether you were raised by the greatest parents in the world or whether you were raised by the crappiest parents in the world. It does not care. Okay? This should be something that we can all come together on. Okay? This is something we should all be able to come together on. I don't know what the fix is. I honestly don't. I just know that I am sick and tired of seeing these announcements or these OMG moments on Facebook and on the news and things like that. And y'all, I don't watch the news. I honestly don't. I can't. I can't. But I am sick and tired of seeing these moments where, kids were at a party, they tried something for the first time, and 9 out of 10 of them passed. Okay? Or like in our case, you know, two brothers went out to smoke a doob in their car before school, and their mom and daddy found them in their car that afternoon when they got home from work, because nobody told them that what they were smoking was laced with fentanyl. That was local. That was local. They lost both of their children that day because nobody told them. There is a high cost to addiction. A very high cost. There are costs that most people don't even think about. So, I guess in closing, what I'd like to say is, be kind, okay? Be kind. Us parents of addicts, we're struggling, okay? We are. We're struggling on a daily basis. And just because something's out there doesn't mean that it can be afforded. And if you think that it doesn't break a mama's heart or a daddy's heart, knowing that there is a treatment out there that could do something for your child, could potentially save your child's life, and there is nothing you can do about it, if you think that is not heartbreaking, you just need to go away. You need to go sit in a corner and think about your life. Okay? I do want to say this, one more thing. I will not tolerate any negativity, any criticism, any form of what I see as an attack to either me or other parents that are going through this. I don't care who you are or who you think you are, okay? I will not tolerate any negativity in the comment section. Not on my channel, okay? Not on my channel. We're going through enough, okay? So if you don't have anything nice to say, please move on, and do not even grace us with your presence, because I'm done. I'm done. I have allowed it to go on, okay? I've kept some of the negative comments up in the comment section on my other videos. I will not continue to do that. You will just be banned and hidden from the channel and gone, okay? I don't care who you are or who you think you are. That's how it is from here on out. This channel is here to support and to love and to find each other and be there for each other. It is not for you to soapbox your political beliefs or affiliations or whatever. I don't care what they are. And neither does addiction. So move on. I hope y'all have got something out of this video today. I really do. I hope that it has resonated with you, and that if you guys want to do your research on the ketamine, please feel free to. Again, I'm still looking into it. So we'll see. We will see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, much love to each and every one of y'all, and we will see you all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.